What is up, guys? This is Foden here with an After Effects tutorial about motion tracking. Now, I do have a previous tutorial on YouTube about tracking in Mocha or Mocha AE. You can search it on my channel. Just type Fo Editing Mocha. I think it's how you spell it. It's Mocha, and then that should come up. Here it is, After Effects motion tracking with Mocha AE. If you watch that, then you'll get to know how to use Mocha or Mocha within After Effects, just so you know what you're doing. If not, then I'll try and explain it best in this video. So I have a scene. Actually, I'll do it in After Effects. Import the PNG sequence in. I have a scene which I'm working on my new animation. I just transferred these over from my laptop. Now it's a scene. I don't know if you can see it. Now, if I play that through, the lighting is temperamental, or not temperamental. It's not. There's no constant lighting within this scene because they're driving through a tunnel, so they've got little spots of light. So as they're driving through, it goes dark, then their light appears, and then dark. Now, this is really hard to motion track, so what I suggest you do is you go back, do not change the project file whatsoever, just remove everything. Remove the background, remove the lighting, and that's what I've done here. So if I just import that over the top, there we go. This is the scene without the background and without the lighting. It's just some people moving, the car's driving, wheels are spinning, and the guy's shooting his gun. And then what we can do is we can motion track this layer, and because they are both the same, just one's with light and one's without, you can motion track this layer but put the data onto the other layer. So first of all, what we're going to do is make sure as well that the same length, same file size, all that stuff, just go into Cinema 4D, and whatever you do not overwrite the original save because you don't want to lose it, just in case you need to go back to it, which I've done many times. So you click on the top layer, which is the lighter layer. You go to Animation, Track in Mocha, and then it will pop up. Now I've done it in 30 frames per second, and it's 720p. So whatever. Frame range 60 to 180. That's what I've done in After Effects. So yours will probably be 0 to something, but that's fine. Don't really need to worry about it. Frame rate 30. That's all fine. So you click OK. And it will pop up in here. And then what you need to do is you can scroll through your animation. Now I wanted to add a muzzle flash onto the barrel of this bison. So what I do is I just go to the start. You come up to this little Create X Spline Layer tool. Click on that, and then you just click just around the front half of the gun. Just the gun though, nothing else, because you don't want it to pick up anything that you don't want to. So that's the area that I want to follow. So once you've got that all sorted, you click this button here, which is track forwards, and just watch it just in case, but that should stay there, which mine hasn't. Mine's gone a bit funny. So Control Z. Bit of a pain in the ass, isn't it? Alright. Because that's not going to work, I'm going to do the whole gun. And the hand as well. There we go. And track that forwards. Now that should pick everything up. So we'll see how that goes. It should stay the same. If as you're watching it, you can see that the red lines and the blue dots follow where the gun is. And making sure it's not popping out of place or anything, because that will cause your motion track to mess up. So yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that. And then once that's all done, you just go to Export Tracking Data. Make sure the format is on After Effects Transform Data, Anchor Point, so on and so on. And then just click Copy to Clipboard. And then you come back into After Effects, create a new null layer. So you go to Layer, New, Null Object, sorry. And this is crucial. Make sure you come to the very first frame. Because I'll show you what happens if you don't. If you click Control V, which is paste, and click U, that is where your track starts. But your video starts here. So you need this to be at the start. So just make sure you come to the first frame and then Control V or Edit Paste, and that'll paste our new motion track keyframes, or I don't know what the other word is for it. That'll paste it onto the null object. Then, sorry about the dogs as well in the background, because they get a bit annoying. Once you've done that, you want to click on the null, just rename it track or something, I don't know. And then you want to take off the scale by clicking this little stopwatch, and then you want to select the anchor point. And once you've selected the anchor point, you click Control C to copy, highlight the position, Control V. Now this process you do with any kind of motion tracking within Mocha. So you know that could be used for other things. And then once you've pasted the anchor point settings onto the position, you can go and turn off the anchor point and set these credentials to 0. And that this little red box should follow our gun now. Yeah, that looks fine. Alright, so that's that done. We don't need that no more. And we don't need Mocha, so we can exit that. Don't save. Now we need a Muzzle Flash. So we'll go Import File, and we'll go and get ourselves a Muzzle Flash from the Action Essentials pack, which I have on my PC. Muzzle Flashes, where are they? Muzzle Flashes. Got a bit of problem here, I can't find them. Oh, they might be in here actually. There we go. Because different places on different computers and I'm getting a bit confuzzled. So I'm just going to choose an automatic fire. Number 3 will do. And then what I want to do is, because this is constantly shooting, I just want to set up the actual animation of the muzzle flash first. Now, so that fires along. Oh, is that it? Okay. There we go. That's the last muzzle flash in this little clip. So what I'll do is I'll click Alt and then close bracket, which is next to the P, in between the P and Enter on your keyboard. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a bracket, but it's a square one. If that makes sense. A 90-degree angle. But yeah, you do that, or you can just click Control Shift D and then delete the second part. And then what you just want to do is you just want to duplicate that and just line that one up like so forth. So then we've constantly got a muzzle flash, if that makes sense. And then we want to pre-compose all of these. Go to Layer, Pre-compose, move all these to a new composition. And then what you need to do is you need to click on the pre-comp. If you can't see this mode, click Toggle Switches and Modes. So you might be looking at this, click that, and then you've got all these different modes. And you want to select that one to screen. That's basically a transfer layer or transfer style. I don't know what it's called exactly. And then what it'll do is it'll take the black out, so then you just got your muzzle flash. Then what we want to do is we want to set our anchor point to the start of the muzzle flash. So, which is this little thing in the center. We want to come up here to the pan behind anchor point tool, check that, and then grab this little point in the middle. And what we'll do is we'll just shove that at the start here, because that's where, as you can see, the muzzle flash is coming out of the barrel. Then we go back to the selection tool up here, and what we'll do is we'll just position our anchor point onto the end of our barrel. And then what we can do is we can just click R for rabbit, for rotation in fact, and then we can just rotate that down so it looks sort of level with our gun, which I think that looks nice. And then because we've put our anchor point here, our rotations and positions will be affected by this point, which is all good. So then what we need to do now is we need to, bind that to our tracking data. So here you go, you've got parent, and you've got a little pick whip tool. If you grab that and hold it down and come and select over the track, then the right one will appear here. Check off, and then on the parent it should say layer 2 track. There's your layers, your number layers, which is the first, and then you track whichever you've called it. So I can change that to track GGG and that'll change. So that's basically telling you what number the layer is on and the name of it. So if you call it track, you know that your muzzle flash is parented to your tracking data. Now it's a bit big, isn't it? So then what you want to do is you want to click S for scale and then bring that down as well. So I usually have that about 25, about that. And then what you want to do is you just want to make sure that your muzzle flash stays there throughout the whole animation. Now as you can see, this one's slightly offset, but it's no problem. If you go to the start and you go to the position and rotation, because they're the only ones that will be affected. For example, go into your track data, your position and rotation. They're the only ones that are going to be affected. So you want to go to the first frame, select position and rotation keyframes on your muzzle flash, then just go to the end and just line those back up. So get that anchor point back onto the end of the barrel and just adjust the rotation so it's looking a bit normal. And then as you come back, it should pretty much stay there. But because this is a dark scene, you probably won't see it, so you can probably get away with it. So once that's done, you take away the light layer. Now what you've got is a nice muzzle flash on a dark scene, which looks quite nice. And then you can darken the muzzle flash down if you wish, but they're quite bright, so you might as well leave it as it is. And that's a nice little effect there for you guys. So if you have any problems with dark animations, motion tracking or anything like that, that's my advice to you. Render it quickly as a no light and no background layer. Just render out the thing you wish to track, overlay that on top, track that, and then put the data onto the darker layer, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope this helped, guys. Please like and comment. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. I'll try to do as many of those as possible, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.